davvero
Such a perfect child. Uh-oh, now he's gonna take something from that dog.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. My name is Stephanie Campbell, and I'm the coordinator for the Multicultural Student Center here at UCF. I want to welcome you all to the Nguza, Saba, and First Generation celebration. This celebration is a tradition that we do to congratulate all of you all for your accomplishments. So I hope that you enjoyed today's session and appreciate the acknowledgement that you will all receive today.
During my time in higher education, I've often discussed the challenges that first-generation students face as they maneuver the complex institutional structures and processes of the university. For many first-generation students, navigating college is difficult, and that alone could put these students at a disadvantage compared with their peers. There are many reasons for this. Differences in academic preparation, work schedule, parental status, or other personal and financial challenges. One of the things that drew me to UCF was this university's commitment to access and success, and the opportunities it provides so many to make a better future for themselves and their families. My wife, Melinda, and I were both first generation intellectual students, and now we live in the dream that higher education embodies. I moved to the United States from the Bahamas before graduating high school in order to get my GED. Then I went to junior college, transferred to a university to complete my bachelor's degree. During college, I worked at factories and originally planned to get a degree in accounting. But one day someone said to me, "You're doing very well in college, and you're pretty good with your hands. Why don't you consider engineering?" And I didn't even know what engineering is. I didn't know this option was available or that I could do it. But it ended up being a great fit for me. And I had incredible support from faculty mentors who helped me earn my PhD. Clearly, we need to increase opportunities for more students to achieve this dream and help students understand what a college education means and that it is attainable. But at the same time, we need to think about the being first generation has on our faculty and staff. Although college from a student's perspective, I've excelled at it. Without experience, it means work within complex environments. But finding networks or mentoring groups and feeling accepted and listened to are also critical to their success. There are so many people at this institute with incredible capability and talent. But without access, without mentoring, without support, they won't be able to know or realize their full potential. That's why I'm so proud of the work we do, that all of you do at UCF, to think differently about how we customize experiences to help people achieve their dreams, transform their lives, UCF will always be a welcoming place for anyone.
Real bad job. Thanks.
No, I'm good. Pull it off my desk.
Faculty, a staff member.
Thank you for being here today. Good morning. My name is Tamanito. We would like to thank President Cartwright for those kind words and inspiring our students today. This morning I have
Distinguished members of the UCF class of 2021. To say that we are proud of you as students today is a massive understatement. Proud of you as students today is a massive and profound understatement. The accomplishment of successfully completing a degree in higher education is a tremendous achievement, and one to be reflected on intentionally, thoughtfully, and celebrated joyfully and enthusiastically. Some of you may have been dreaming of this day since you first started elementary school, wondering where you would go to college, what you would study. For others of you, attending college may not have been an option that you considered, something you would or could do. But today you sit here victorious, having achieved what I hope you will always see as one of the crowning jewel moments of your life. And I just didn't honestly think I'd be able to do it. But I started, and I kept going. And I worked full time, the whole time. And I had 2 kids along the way. And still I kept going. And one day, I found myself, 7.5 years later, standing in front of a arena of people, in this gown, this hood over my head. And if you watch the video of that moment, you can see very clearly in my face, say out loud, this is awesome. And it still is. Even some 12 years later, the charge I get from this robe is tremendous. And I hope that each of you has precisely the same experience when you put your own mortarboard on, when you put your own gown on, and go into the world for your graduation. The next few weeks to graduation are going to be a whirlwind. Spring break, finals, grad walk, commencement ceremonies, spending time with friends, making the most of the last days of the semester, pictures in your robe at the pond, on the seal in the union, and in those campus locations and with the people that you care most about. In that whirlwind of time, I hope you will take some moments to be really intentional in your reflections and to act on what comes forward from them. Who helped you get here? Who believed in you when you were not sure you believed in you? When was the last time you thanked those people? Do they even know who they are? Do they even know what kind of impact they've had on you? Tell them. Tell them. Write an email. Schedule a Zoom. Write a handwritten letter. If you're not sure how, let me know. I'll find some ways for us to get a pen out and actually write a formal letter and put it in the mail versus just electronic communication. Tell them. It's so important. Those words of thanks and gratitude mean more than you can know with those with whom you share them. When I put on this robe, I'm flooded with my memories of my own educational journey. A journey that continues to this day, even though my formal education and classroom education has been completed. I remember all the people that helped lay this path with me and the hard work I did to follow it with their support and belief in me. And yes, I stand a little taller, a little prouder every time I put this robe on, and my shoes feel like they sink deeper into the earth beneath me. Indeed, I feel my very foundation and inner core strengthening when this robe goes on. And I hope the very same for you. The next few weeks will pass far too quickly, and some of it, quite honestly, may feel like a blur that is over all too fast. When you get your cap and gown on, put it on. Feel the feeling that comes with it, of accomplishment, of pride, of resilience, of perseverance, of energy, of gratitude, and of relief. Make a point to take specific moments throughout these next couple of weeks when you're in your gown to do a really slow 360 turn.
Promise yourself that in that slow 360 turn, you will remember everything you see in that turn. So much of it is otherwise going to be a blur. Commit to that 360 turn. Congratulations, dear graduates, on the completion of your degree and on finishing what you started when you came to UCF. We wish you every success as you move forward in your future endeavors. We believe in you, and we are proud of you. And we know great things lie ahead of the members of the UCF class of 2021. Enjoy this remarkable and unique time in your life. Be authentically and unapologetically present in these truly phenomenal moments and commit to experiencing them fully, deeply, and completely. May you stand a little taller, smile a little brighter, and always remember, go Knights, charge on.
Now I'd like to introduce Ms. Tammy Nadeau, Associate Director in the Mass Office, for some remarks.
Good morning again. Thank you, Stephanie. As Stephanie just said, my name is Tammy Nadeau. I am a first-generation multiracial graduate, and I serve as an Assistant Director of Multicultural Academic and Support Services here at the university. I would like to take this opportunity to also welcome each of you to the 2021 Nguza, Saba, and First Generation graduation ceremony. In my role, I have the privilege of leading innovative programs which impact the well-being and academic success of all UCF Knights. I am so excited you have joined us this morning to honor and celebrate your achievements. For over 25 years, I've had the honor and pleasure of being involved in celebrating the milestones of students, including their honors, recognitions, and graduations. Today, I'm honored to celebrate each of you. This morning, we are gathered here to recognize the accomplishments of each of you. I began my academic journey with so many doubts 20-some odd years ago. But for some of us, that journey may have led us to dig a little bit deeper, try a little bit harder, and even simply figure out how to get to the finish line. Before we talk about our achievements and what success means to each of us today, I want you to think deeply about your own personal uniqueness. What makes you unique? It is not long ago that I sat in that very seat where each of you are sitting, eager to graduate, ready to earn my own money and be independent. I recall a time when I sat prior to graduation in my 2-bedroom apartment as a single parent with my eldest daughter, and I did not know where our next meal was going to come from, nor did I know where I would receive funding to pay our bills the next month. I do remember telling her, hang in here with me, baby, because mommy may be broke, but I am not broken. This is when I began to ask myself, what makes me unique? Yes, I was first generation. Yes, I was multiracial. Yes, I had made it to college. Just as easily as I had decided to go to college, I could have easily decided to drop out of college. It's like a domino. Many of you already have heard of the domino effect. When one thing goes bad, everything goes bad. But before you know it, a series of things are happening. That means being a little uncomfortable sometimes, a little uncertain at sometimes. You start to kind of doubt yourself. Should I be here? Should I not be here? And then all of a sudden, fear sets in. Absolute fear. Fear of just simply letting our families down. So I figured out what made me unique, and I used those attributes to succeed. Yes, as frustrating as it was, as hard as it was, yes, I cried, but what I didn't do was give up. I've had many mentors throughout my years, and I would like to share with you 3 of the most important things that I've learned from my mentors over the course of years. There have been many recommendations, but these have stuck with me throughout my career. Success never comes easy. Be ready for a good fight. It is worth every second. Be the best you can be always. If you always try your best, then you never have to wonder if you have done your best. Struggle today for a better tomorrow. You must know that no matter how difficult life gets, quitting is never an option. And good things take time. You should not rush greatness. Have a plan for your success. And finally, failure is the door to success. Each mistake teaches us something new and a new approach. Knights, we applaud your recognition for outstanding academic achievement. We congratulate you on your graduation. To the parents, family members, guardians, friends, faculty, and staff, for all who have supported you along your journey, thank you. This morning, I will leave you with a poem called A Creed to Live By. Don't undermine your worth by comparing yourself with others. It is because we are different that each of us is special. Don't set aside your goals by what other people deem important. Only you know what is best for you. Don't take for granted the things closest to your heart. Cling to those as you would your life, for without them, life is meaningless. Don't let your life slip through your fingers by living in the past or the future. By living your life one day at a time, you live all the days of your life. Don't give up, as we've talked about before. You still have something to give. Nothing is really over until the moment that you stop trying. Don't be afraid when you are less than perfect. It is the fragile thread that binds us each together. Don't be afraid when you encounter risk. It is taking chances that we learn how to thrive. Don't shut love out of your life by saying it's impossible to find. The quickest way to receive love is to give love. The fastest way to lose love is to hold on too tightly. And the best way to keep it is to give it wings. Don't dismiss your dreams. To be without dreams is to be without hope. To be without hope is to be without purpose. Don't run through life so fast that you forget where you're going, but always know where the end is. Life is not a race, but a journey to be savored every step of the way. Congratulations to each of you, class of 2021. We wish you the very best in today's society and give you all the blessings that you deserve. Thank you and congratulations. Is it my turn? Am I reading names now? You go first. Mr. Jackson, could you join me? We will now proceed with our presentation of stoles. I'm ready when you are, Mr. Jackson. So this is the exciting part, right? This is why we're all here today. Again, thank you for joining us, and I am going to start, and I hope I don't botch anyone's names because it's important to me that I get those right. Aman Abed, Health Sciences. As I call your name, please stand so that Mr. Jackson can deliver your stole to you. Stacy Brown. Check out that hat. It's beautiful. Dariana Flores Caban. Congratulations. Valerie Tazar. Emerging Media. Hinova Faces, Computer Science. Jake Fulham, Psychology. Jomar Gomez, Health Sciences Administration. Olivia Hajduk, Psychology. And she also wanted everyone to know that her other involvements includes Active Minds.
I didn't want everyone to know.
They asked, yeah.
I didn't want everyone to know.
Thank you for sharing. We appreciate that. David Kingsley. Digital Media. Kathleen Corti, Health Sciences Preclinical with a minor in Psychology. Bray Lindsay, General Business. Georgiana Stewart, Health Sciences and Administration. Alejandro Tapia, Information Technology. To all of our graduates, we wish you well. Congratulations. And we will now have readings from, am I right, Stephanie? We're going to go into our second readings with Patricia. Thank you.
All right, good morning, everybody. How are y'all doing today? First off, congratulations, and I just have to definitely give a shout out to all of the offices that's involved in this amazing ceremony. Thank you for inviting me here today. to also have an opportunity to speak. My name is Patricia Hartley, and I bring you greetings from the Student Academic Resource Center, where I serve as the coordinator of tutorial services. A few of you actually look a little familiar, so I may have seen you or maybe crossed paths with you on campus. I'm going to read your name, also your major, as well as if you did put any other involvement. So if you didn't want anyone to know, I'm definitely going to showcase you because you did write this down, okay? So I'm just going to give you a warning ahead of time. All right, so in no particular order, Anaya Barty, social work major. Other involvement includes BSWSA. Give it up for Miss Barty. Shawnquinette Burr, Bachelor of Science, Health Science. Give a shout out again to Miss Burr. Congratulations. Janae Jameson, Major Entertainment Management. Other involvement includes Rosen Pineapple Theater. Tyler O'Neill, Dual Masters in Nonprofit Management and Public Administration. All right, Tyler. Najee Owens, Major Integrative General Studies. Otisha Peterson, Major Bachelor of Science, Interdisciplinary Studies with a minor in Health Science. Julius Smith II, Major Kinesiology, minor in Coaching. Nakisha Tabuto, Major Speech Pathology, Communication Disorder. Jusei Sarah Etienne, Major Nursing, Health Sciences, Women's Studies. Other involvement includes Student Nursing Association. That concludes all of the names that I have, and I just want to give a special, just little word of encouragement to each one of you. No matter what you're involved in, no matter where it is that you go or where life takes you, do not ever be afraid to be your authentic self and to be who you are. You got this.
Hello again. Congratulations to all of you. I hope that you enjoyed your stoles that you were just gifted with, and definitely take an opportunity to take photos in the photo booth in the back and also at our balloon arch outside later this evening. It is my distinguished pleasure to bring to you all Dr. E. Ross. He is a professor of criminal justice within the College of Innovation and Education for closing remarks.
Thank you and good morning. I need to keep my mask down just a little because my glasses are fogging up and I want to be able to see what I'm reading. Okay, I'm honored to be here today to offer you what I hope to be some words of inspiration and encouragement to you, our 2021 graduates at UCF. I want to thank Ms. Tammy Nadeau and also our staff over at Mass for the invitation. I'm Professor Lee Ross, and I'm a tenured faculty member of the Department of Criminal Justice in the College of Community Innovation and Education. I'm also the incoming president of BFSA, the Black Faculty and Staff Association. When I saw Tammy's invitation, I saw it said something about Nguza Saba. And I said, wait a minute, is that like Kwanzaa, the holiday we celebrate after Christmas? What on God's earth does this have to do with your graduation? So I read the invitation a bit further, and it says the inaugural Nguza Saba event took place at UCF in 1999. I said, wow, that is fantastic. In 1999, you all was either 1 or 2 years old, so they timed this perfectly for your graduation. They had you in mind. But something else stuck out to me, and that was this, that we are graduating multicultural and first-generation students. And I said, well, how nice is that? Tammy Nadeau must have known, unbeknownst to me and others, that I am also a first-generation student in college. I'm one of 15 siblings, believe it or not, same mother, same father, yes. And I'm number 13. So you would think that the 12 before me would have gone to college, but unfortunately they did not. I was the first, and when you're first, there are a lot of expectations and obligations and responsibilities that you have to incur. And I embraced them, and just from looking over the audience, I can see that you two have embraced them. And as the young lady before me said, you got this, and I believe that. When I look at the principles of Kwanzaa and so forth, and I'm going to go through each one of them individually just to show you how it relates to me. In 1966, when it was founded by Mr. Kalinga, I was 8 years old. So that's really interesting in that it has survived for so long and is still celebrated vividly today. You know those principles as unity, Kuchi Kaligia, Ujima, Ujama, Nia, Kuumba, and Imani. And the words and the pages that follow, I will go through each one of those to expose or expound upon what they mean for me and hopefully for you, okay? So let's start with umoja. It means unity. Unity in the community and unity within your family. And family, I'm sure you've heard the quote before that says, family isn't always blood, it's the people in your life who want you in theirs. The ones who accept you for who you are, and the ones who do anything to see you smile, no matter what. That is your family. I know your BFS and your boy, blah, blah, blah. I think they're part of your family, but, sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. Sometimes their intentions are disguised. Sometimes it's disingenuous, and sometimes they are outright haters, okay? And as they say, haters will hate. Denzel Washington said, some people will never like you because your spirit irritates their demons. Think about that. And there's nothing wrong with you. You ain't doing nothing out of the ordinary to bother anyone. You're just being you. The nice, genuine person trying to be the best you that you can be. And still some people are against you. So I would say you have to persevere and be resilient. Kucha Chaligula means self-determination. Andrew Lord is quoted as saying, if I didn't define myself for myself, I would be crunched by other people's fantasies and be eaten alive. If I didn't define myself for myself, I'd be crunched by other people's fantasies of me and what they expected of me and be eaten alive. So I would say do you, be yourself and be truthful to yourself. Someone said a bond is a terrible thing to waste, but it's a wonderful thing to invest in. UCF has invested in you the last 4 years. They saw your potential. When I think of potential, I think of my wife. I've been married for 36 years. And when she met me, she said, oh my God, what are you doing with those polyester pants on? And they're floods. And what is that car you're driving? Is that a 74 Dart? What is that? I said, well, my Dart runs, thank you. And I can pull my pants down and make them not be floods, thank you. And she could have said, bye-bye, Mr. Guy, but she didn't. And I asked her years later, why didn't you just, say, okay, whatever. She said, because I saw the potential in you. And I thought, wow, a skinny guy that looked like he was from nowhere, this beautiful young lady from the West Indies, Trinidad and Tobago, saw my potential. And that blossomed into a lot of wonderful things, okay? Ujima talks about collective work and responsibility. And Ashanti proverb says, you must act as though it is impossible to fail. In other words, failure is not an option. And failure certainly is not an option for any of you. Ujama means cooperative economics, supporting black businesses. That's a given, that's obvious. Some of you do so already. Some of you prefer, millennia and so forth, but I think you get the point. I think because it's included in the Kwanzaa celebrations, it's almost incumbent upon you to engage in these types of community reinvestment, if you will. Because it is your community. No one's scrambling to live next door to you. So you got to be prideful in where you live and what is yours, and make it attractive to others, and not through the concept of gentrification, but those other people, if you will. Okay? Nia, of course, means purpose, to restore our community to its traditional greatness. And speaking to Tammy, I said, Tammy, why are we doing this? She said, Professor Rose, don't you get it? If you talk about the principles of Kwanzaa, the hope is that throughout the year, these 7 principles will be practiced over and over again. So this time next year, we can see some improvement. We can see about community investment. We can see about people who are driven, purposeful driven. We see people who are intentional. We can see people who are investing in themselves and so forth and so on. It all goes in a full circle. You got to get that. So I said, fine, I get it. Marian Anderson once said, and I quote, if you have a purpose in which you can believe, there's no end to the number of things you can accomplish. If you have a purpose in which you believe, there's no end to the number of things that you can accomplish. Assata Shakur, as you know, is the former Black Panther member, AKA Miss Joanne Chismard. She said, and I want you to hear this because this is really meaningful. It struck me as very meaningful. She said, and I quote, no one is going to give you the education you need to overthrow them. Nobody's going to teach you your true history, teach you your true heroes. If they knew that, knowledge would set you free. No one is going to give you the education you need to overthrow them. Nobody's going to teach you your true history, teach you your true heroes, if they know that knowledge will help set you free. Now, years ago, a guy named Carter G. Woodson, who was the founder of Negro History Month, yes? And he was also the first president of the NAACP. Well, he wrote a book called The Miseducation of the Black Man. Actually, it was The Miseducation of the Negro. The question for Mr. Woodson was, what is the purpose of education? Would they be forthcoming? Will they teach you what you need to know so you can excel in this system and be the best that you can be? And here we go, I don't know what, 100 years later, you have disparate rates in medical school admissions, disparate rates in law school admissions, disparate rates in the physical sciences, i.e. the STEM majors here on campus, all because I contend that we're not being taught in the way that we can appreciate it, value it, embrace it, look forward to it, and so forth, because that should not exist 100 years later. So what is the purpose of this higher education thing? Who is it benefiting for the most part? You are beneficiaries today, and we cannot argue against that, but beyond yourself, how many other people can you pull into the circle and say, yeah, we got this. We are on a similar playing field, or plane, if you will, as other people who may be, quote unquote, more privileged. So what is the purpose of this education thing? Or is it nothing more than a big caste system that we can talk about? Isabel Wilkerson talks about caste. She does it in a beautiful, eloquent way, but she also talks about what caste looks like in higher education, and it's something to think about, okay? So, Nia talks about purpose, Colombo creativity, Imani faith. I just read that page, didn't I? Okay. So basically, you have power. Alice Walker says the most common way people give up their power is by thinking they don't have any. The most common way people give up their power is by thinking they don't have any. We have people in our own family who said they weren't going to vote back in November, and we tried to implore them, please vote, please vote, please vote. You're only hurting yourself if you don't vote. And they didn't want to vote because they, in a sense, felt they were powerless. And that was the point of her comment. The most common way to give up their power is by thinking they don't have any power. Kuumba means creativity, leaving something better than you found it. Maya Angelou says, ask for what you want and be prepared to get it. Ask for what you want and be prepared to get it. I have stumbled with this quote all my life that says, ability without opportunity is nothing. Ability without opportunity is nothing. You all have the ability, but God knows someone must give you the opportunity to prove yourself. Okay? Imani, of course, means faith, to believe in everyone around you and the righteousness of the struggle, believing in your family, believing in your siblings, believing in your investment in yourself, believing in your intentionality, believing in what you're doing, believing in where you are going, and believing in where you're headed. So in my closing remarks, I'd like to say that I am just as proud of you as your family, and I've been in your shoes, and the one thing that we both have in common is that we both succeeded along this academic route. Now, as you got your BA or BS degree, don't stop here. There's so much more to be gained. There's graduate school, there's professional school, there's law school, there's medical school. I have a nephew who's at Harvard Medical, his first year. He's doing very well. I hope he succeeds. They value education. I don't know where I'd be without an education. I really don't. It's priceless, it's invaluable, it's my best friend. Okay? So, but education is a lifelong process, and we are lifelong learners. Unfortunately, the day we stop learning is the day we die. Okay? So I ask that you keep three things in mind as I close. One, if your candle is lit, use it to light someone else's. The room gets brighter, the opportunities grow. It doesn't diminish, deplete, or take away from you when you light someone else's candle. Someone once said, do things for people not because of who they are or what they do in return, but because of who you are. Do things for people not because of who they are or what they may do in return, but because of who you are. That is your nature. That is what you do. That is what I think a greater force called you here to do, to help others. Just as UCF has helped you and your family has helped you, and they stood by your side. Secondly, be sure to surround yourselves, and these glasses are cheap, by the way. Damn it. Be sure to surround yourselves with those who bring out the best in you. Be sure to surround yourself with those who bring out the best in you, not those who take away from you, not those who try to diminish you. It's not about, you try to say something that's how your day going, they shift the conversation so quickly. It's all about them. It's all about them and never about you. Get rid of those people, even if they're your quote-unquote family. Surround yourself with people who bring out the best in you. I think the staff at Mass has, over the years, tried to bring out the best in you because you're here today as living proof. Okay? And get rid of these people because, one, the devil knows your weaknesses, and sometimes you plant these people in your life for ill-conceived reasons. I saw something on LinkedIn recently. It was young men who graduated from Harvard Medical. They had completed their residency, and they're in their garb, and there were 7 of them standing, very proud. And they just conveyed the notion they'd gone through a lot of trials and tribulations. And one young man on his chest had a sign that read, and I quote, they tried to bury us, but didn't realize that we were seeds. Okay? They tried to bury us, but didn't freaking realize that we were seeds. Now, no one at UCF tried to bury you. In fact, they tried to uplift you through the years, right? But that just shows that in life, you're going to have trials and tribulations. But just keep the faith, right? Hold on. A brighter day is coming. And, believe in yourself, okay? So in keeping the faith, in the words of the late Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., he says, faith is taking the first step when you cannot see the staircase. Now, I know my friend, Mr. Wayne Jackson over there, knows that quote by heart, and I know he's used it repeatedly in various stages of his life, but yeah, faith is taking the first step even when you can't see the staircase. So to that end, I would say trust in your abilities. You heard the expression, God didn't bring you this far to leave you. He really didn't. That comes from Philippians 1:1, verse 6. Or as they say, if he brought you to it, he'll see you through it, whatever it is. So to maintain a positive frame of mind, and in doing so, I would suggest that you eat healthy, that you exercise, and that maybe you start the day with a daily devotional. My wife and I start our day with the daily devotion at 5:15 because she has to be to work at 7. So we have this little 10-minute thing, you've probably seen them, there's a verse, well, you think of the verse and then someone talks, for 2 minutes, right? And then we talk about it basically. So it may be for you. And doing so, I promise you, the hardest thing you do on any given day is climb out of bed. The hardest thing you do on any given day is climb out of bed. Once your butt's out of the bed, once you show up, the battle is half won. If you want to throw in some good gospel, I would recommend the words of Hezekiah Walker, who sings about God favors you. Right? God favors you. Despite all of the adversity, despite all the things that people do, despite all the traps and encumbrances, God favors you. He favors you. Or Tasha Hobbs, you know my name. In context, he knows your name. I may not know your name, but I think the Lord knows your name. And that's the only thing that matters. And she talks about, oh, how he walks with me, and oh, how he tells me that I am his own, that you are his own. So as I close, as a show of faith, I would encourage you to step out into life and claim what the Lord has prepared for you. And when doing so, may the Lord continue to order your steps and fill you with his grace. Thank you.
Can we give Dr. Ross another round of applause for that amazing speech? Thank you so much. And thank you to all of our individuals who came out today in order to do a wonderful job of sharing their story, including, I'm going to say the future Dr. Tammy Nadeau. And of course, oh yes, give her a round of applause. As well as Dr. Adrian Frame. Thank you so much as well for being here. Yes, give her a round of applause. And we have one more student that we want to make sure that we acknowledge today. And that student is Joshua Thomas, whose major is health sciences. Other involvement includes Delta, Epsilon, Psi, and also a resident assistant. At this time, I'm going to turn it back over to Stephanie. That way she can give the closing remarks. Thank you again.
Can we have another round of applause for all the graduates? I want to thank you all for being here. I know setting up this event and the events of this week for the graduation ceremonies was definitely rough, but I'm glad that we were able to do something in person for you all and still have an intimate setting. So I hope you guys do enjoy it and appreciate everything that we put together for you all today. At this moment, we do have a photo booth in the back, so you're able to open up your stools and put them on and take pictures, and you'll also get a printout, and you'll also be able to email them to yourselves. And then also we do have Nitro that is outside by the balloon arch, and you can take some photos with Nitro as well. And I hope you all enjoy your evening. Thank you. And just a note, and just a final note, we do